Okay, so we did our Passion Night project on weddings, and the question was, uh, I don't know, we had it up here before, but it was something about how weddings look in different cultures. So, so weddings. So we did like religious wedding ceremonies and like different types of them, and we did wedding ceremonies in other cultures. So I'm gonna say wedding ceremonies in other cultures, and we're gonna have another video on the religious ceremonies, and I'll also do the bibliography. Okay. So here is a French wedding ceremony, and so here are some pictures. So I know one's kind of blurry, but there's a bride and a groom right there, and then this is a bride and a groom. Okay. At French weddings, the bride is not the center of attention. Instead, the focus is on the two families coming together. At French weddings, there are no grooms and bridesmaids. There are witnesses. Okay, so at a regular Christian wedding, this is what we're comparing it to because that's all we've been to, Christian weddings. So instead of groomsmen or bridesmaids, there are witnesses. Okay, and then when the bride gets her ring, she typically gives the groom a nice watch instead of the ring, which, I mean, I guess that's kind of weird, but he already has the engagement ring on, so he doesn't need two, so I don't think it's that weird. Engagements often last years, and so if you did a French wedding ceremony thingy, you'd probably be engaged for a couple years before you, plan it off. The groom and bride are seated in two red velvet chairs to exchange their vows. So basically, at a regular Christian wedding, they just stand up and they tell everybody their vow. They say them to each other, and then but here they sit down. Okay. So this is for the reception party. Guests would bring small cakes to the wedding and pile them up as high as they could in the center of the table. Okay. So when they try to build it all up because there's something in here. So this should have been only one bullet, but it wasn't. Okay, yeah. If the happy couple managed to share cake over the pile without knocking any of the cakes over, they would live a happy lifetime of prosperity. So I don't know if I'm pronouncing that last word correctly, but prosperity. That's kind of what I think it is. So they would try to kiss over all the cakes, and to me, if I did that, that'd be kind of hard because I'm kind of I like to move my hands, but I don't know, I've never kissed anybody because I'm in 5th grade, so I don't know. And I forgot to tell you, my partner was Giuliana, and she is doing the religious wedding ceremonies. Okay. During the reception, it is custom for the couple to use a toasting cup called a cup. I'm not good at French, so coupe de marriage, I don't know. So they would use that to toast instead of just a regular champagne glass. A bottle of champagne is opened using a sabre. I don't think I have a picture of a sabre, but it's one of these sword thingies, and basically what they do is somebody holds it, and then they hit the cork out, and once they hit the cork out, then they just drink it. Another old French wedding custom is to give 5 dorages to each guest at their wedding, symbolizing health, wealth, happiness, longevity. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these words correctly, and fertility. So basically, what they want to do is they want to live a happy life without getting divorced. So that's kind of what a symbol is for them. So this is just kind of like a Christian wedding because the next two things. So the groom wears a tuxedo, and the bride wears a white dress. So here is the reception party, basically for a French wedding. And then here's a groom. Here's French, these are people that were in French weddings, the grooms. Okay. And then there's some brides too. So here's one of the brides, and that's from a French wedding ceremony. That's another bride from a French wedding ceremony. Obviously, these pictures were taken professionally, but that one I don't think was. I think that one was just there. Okay, so that's pretty much for uh, French wedding ceremonies, and I actually like researching ceremonies. It was kind of, it was kind of hard, but it also wasn't kind of hard because I just compared it with the Christian wedding ceremonies, but I don't know, it was kind of hard. So Japanese, Giuliana did this one. So Japanese weddings are simple and rather relaxed. They have one main ceremony which only close family members attend. Read on to learn about the simple, uncomplicated Japanese wedding ceremony. Okay, so the clothing. Bride wears a white kimono called a shwanki. I don't know how to pronounce these. If I'm pronouncing them wrong, it's because I'm not good at these languages yet. Okay. It is made of expensive materials like silk and require hours of gentle, graceful work. Since the general outfit is bland, bright lips are favorable. So basically, in this picture right here, the bride wore like pink lipstick because hers was white, and the headpiece, it kind of matched with the headpiece because like the things in them. So the headpiece worn by this bride is called a tu. I don't know how to pronounce that, but if you know how to pronounce it, good for you. Just I'm not very good at Chinese, so it hides the bride's horns of jealousy, selfishness, and ego. So I think that's actually kind of cool because she told me this when she was researching it. I actually thought that was kind of cool. It also symbolizes the bride's resolve to be loving and caring. Okay, so that's pretty good. Traditionally, brides put their hair in a bun, which pokes out of the two. I cannot pronounce that. So right here, you could see that right here, that's her hair in the bun, and she has like little bumps on her hair in the back, so it kind of looks cute. So here's a Japanese. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean Chinese. I meant Japanese. Oops, I didn't mean to say Chinese. I'm just so used to saying Chinese. Yeah, I meant Japanese for all these words I could not pronounce. Okay. So, the groom wears a hakama. So it's basically, I think it's this black thing right here. Okay. Um, it's significantly cheaper than the bride's shumanki. So basically, that one the bride's one takes a long, long time to build. It's made of silk. It takes a long time preparing this, and basically the groom it takes a long time to prepare and everything. It's just not as long as the bride's. So it is. Oh, sorry. He wears white tabi on his feet, which are a type of sock that separates the big toe from the rest. So right here you can see the big toe is separated from these four toes. The groom wears wooden sandals, so down here you could kind of see the wooden bottoms of the sandals. He carries a fan, which symbolizes happy future. So here's the fan on this one. Okay. Traditions. The Yunal ceremony is an exchange of gifts between the groom and bride's families. A popular gift is konobu, which is seaweed. Another one is long white piece of hemp, representing that a couple would grow old and great together. Oh, that's kind of cool. I never knew that. She never told me that. A folding fan is also common, which separates to show future wealth and happiness. The main gift is money, about 5,000 Japanese yen, tucked in a special envelope called a shungyu bunkro. It is adorned with gold and silver strings, which are impossible to untie. Oh, that's kind of cool. I never did this either. She did this part without me, so I'm kind of figuring this out with you guys. So the main ceremony, called a san kodu, is performed by the bride, groom, and their parents. 3 cups called sakizika, I don't know how to pronounce that, and pictured on the left are filled with a sack. A Japanese rice wine. Each individual takes 3 sips from each cup, which will total 9, a lucky number. The first 3 sips symbolize the 3 couples: the bride and the groom, the bride's parents, and the groom's parents. The second round of sips represents the 3 human flaws: hatred, passion, and ignorance. The last 3 sips represent completion as it completes the ceremony. After that, symbolic offerings are given to the gods, which wraps up the ceremony. So that was the Japanese wedding. So now we have an African wedding. So Oh, here's some like brides and grooms from after weddings. So there's another one right here. Um, here's another one. I don't know why you can't see their heads. Something's wrong with that. There's another one, and that's it. Knocking on the door. Okay, so these are the traditions. I forgot to write traditions on the top. Since Persian African culture is considered the official joining of two families, a large emphasis is placed on getting family permissions and blessings before the wedding. In some weddings, the groom goes with his family to the front door of his bride's-to-be's house and knocks on the door, and if the family opens the door, he has their blessing in marriage. Okay, so basically it's like an engagement party, but it's kind of not. He just knocks on the door, and then he randomly has their blessing. Okay, jumping the broom. Jumping the broom, they usually do this like after the ceremony. During the slave days, African Americans were forbidden to marry and live together. So jumping over a broom was formal and public declaration of the couple's commitment. Today it has become very popular for African American couples to follow suit at the conclusion of their wedding ceremony. The broom, often handmade and beautifully decorated, can be displayed in the couple's home after the wedding. Look below to see a picture. So here's the picture. Here's the broom decorated, and they're jumping the broom right now. Okay. Tying the knot. In some African tribes, the bride and groom have their wrists tied together with cloth braided grass to represent their marriage. To symbolize your own unity, you have your efficient or a close friend tie your wrists together with a piece of kente cloth or strand of cowrie shells. Symbolizes of flirty and prosperity. Okay, so tasting the four elements. In a ritual adapted from the Yoruba tradition, the bride and groom taste four flavors that represent different emotions in a relationship. The four flavors used are sour, lemon, bitter, vinegar, hot, cayenne, and sweet, honey. By tasting each of these flavors, the couple symbolically demonstrates that they will be able to get through the hard times in life, and in the end, enjoy the sweetness of marriage. The African bride wears a wrap skirt made of kente cloth, a matching shawl and headpiece, and a short, loose blouse made out of the same fabric as the skirt. Okay, kola nuts. Kola nuts play an important role in African weddings. The nut, which is used for the medicinal purpose in Africa, represents the couple and their family's willingness to always help heal each other. So I actually think that's pretty cool because, I mean, like, who would have thought about that? That's kind of like really, really cool to me. So all these things are really cool to me because I've only seen a Christian wedding. I've never seen like any of these other weddings, but it's really cool to me. Libation ceremony. Instead of a slideshow of deceased love and one's accompanied by sad music, African couples do this. They pour water or alcohol on the ground in each of the cardinal directions, meanwhile praying to the spirits of their ancestors. This is supposed to provoke the spirits to pass on their wisdom to the new couple. So basically, instead of a reception ceremony, that's what they're talking about. So we have these two. So that is a African groom. So, and then that's another African groom. That's the same one. That's another African groom. So here are the African wives. So that one, see, she's wearing the headpiece and she's wearing the long loose blouse. And then this one, she's wearing a headpiece and you could see she's wearing a loose blouse in the back. And then this one, she's wearing the headpiece and she's wearing a long. She's wearing a loose blouse. So here's the bibliography. Okay. And so these are basically all the websites that we use. So thank you to all those websites that we used for helping us with our Passion Time project. So now that you've seen what all of our, what most of our ceremonies in other countries look like, that was my Passion Time project with her, but she did the religious wedding ceremonies. She did Christian wedding ceremonies and Jewish wedding ceremonies. And then there was something else on home, but I'm pretty sure she discussed that one. So, yeah. So, thanks for watching. Bye.